My name is Terry Robinson. I'm the chaplain and volunteer coordinator at Accolade Hospice in Round Rock Hospice, where I have the most wonderful boss and Donna Robertson. My everyday encounter was with a lady in a nursing home who had a stroke. She could not talk, and she was very lonely because her family did not visit very often. And one time when I visited with her, I said, "Would you like me to bring you a milkshake?" And she shook her head yes and smiled. So the next time I visited with her, I brought her the milkshake, and she had the biggest smile on her face, and she went. And so that's one of the everyday stories that I have, and that's one of the reasons I do hospice.
My name is Jim Clayton. I'm a chaplain with Accolade Hospice in Lubbock, Texas. I want to share with you an experience I had with a patient who'd been on services for about a year. This patient was in a facility. She was bedridden, but she was also very coherent. She was very sharp. She had her mind. And so we had lots of good visits. My visits would sometimes be an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And one of the things we talked about was her problem, and her issue was that she was very lonely. Now, what was unusual about that was that she was receiving several visitors a week, sometimes 2 to 3 hours a day. She had lots of friends and family that would come visit her. Her church was very faithful to visit, and plus all the disciplines from Accolade that would come by to see her. So she had lots of visitors throughout the week. But even at that, she was struggling with loneliness. And when I would talk to her about that, she would say, "It's not the hours that people are there that's the problem, it's all those hours that no one is there." One of the things that I realized whenever I would visit with her and try to help her with her loneliness was that I could not solve her problem. I didn't have the hours in the day or the week to give to her, and neither did anybody else. I wasn't wise enough, didn't have the counsel to give to her to tell her how not to be lonely. One of the things that I did realize was that the happiest times for her when people were there with her, when she actually had visitors. So my time with her became valuable. It was important that when I was there that I would provide something for her that would bring her some relief. And she looked forward to when people would come and see her. So my ministry that I learned in visiting with her was about the moments in time that I spent with her. And that actually became the motto for my ministry, was a moment in time. In Matthew the 25th chapter, verse 35, Jesus said, "When I was thirsty, you gave me a drink of water." What I realized about that teaching was that when you give somebody a drink of water today, tomorrow they're going to be thirsty again unless somebody brings them a drink of water. So you can only satisfy that thirst in a moment in time. And so it became very valuable to me and to that patient that when I was there, that I would bring some kind of relief, a gift of joy, some peace, some comfort to them in that moment in time. And so what I learned from this patient, and what I try to do now in my ministry, is not solve their problems so much as to just bring relief, some kindness, something special to them in that moment in time.